Hello, this is Narrow Dreams and I'm Diane. I just wanted to thank everybody that's watched the video so far, and those of you that have subscribed, that's fantastic. Didn't really expect so many views in such a short time, so I'm really grateful, thank you so much. The next video is our trip to Burton Waters near Lincoln, a marina that we went to visit, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So here we are at Burton Waters Marina in Lincoln. We look as if we've just arrived in time for breakfast. Actually it's 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning, but obviously they got up late. So here's the first view that we get of the marina. As you can see, it's mostly cruisers, very expensive, very nice cruisers. There is, you might just be able to see, I'm zooming in there on a nice wide beam, and the only other boats that weren't cruisers that we found are some narrow boats and some wide beams moored up down here. There's about half a dozen, but they are the exception. It does seem to be mostly for the cruisers, and if you look around you can see sort of on the edges all of the way around the marina, on the edges you can see the red roofs. That's a rather exclusive gated housing community. Lots of them have their own moorings, so probably the boats on the marina belong to some of the residents there. It seems like very much a leisure boaters marina rather than somewhere that people would live. There are a number of businesses on site as well. There are some restaurants and a cafe, but a lot of the businesses seem to be things like mortgage brokers and financial advisors. There's a solicitor, so that probably says something about the sort of people that are accessing those businesses. There's a clinic and a beauty parlour and a hairdresser's as well, the usual stuff. But I mean it is a very attractive marina, but as you look around, as I said, this is 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. There are very few people around. The odd one or two just sort of tidying up boats, cleaning the jetties, things like that, but it's not really a community. It is more somewhere to moor your boat and then to come up and take it out. So it's lovely, but it's not really what we're looking for. One thing I did like though are these hire bikes. You just sort of stick a coin in, take the bike and off you go. Don't think I'd fancy going into Lincoln though. It is only about 2 or 3 miles away, but it's a very busy main road, so I'm not sure I'd be confident enough on a bike to do that. Anyway, after our visit there, we decided to go a mile or so down the Foss Dyke to a place called the Pie Wipe, which is a pub at the side of the Foss Dyke. It's got moorings outside. You often see boats moored up out there. Very good food actually. So this is the Foss Dyke. It's and you can see a wide beam there moored up right outside the pub. It's apparently the oldest canal in Britain that's still in use. It was built by the Romans to join the Trent and the Witham. Very lovely rural location. This bank's sort of built up, so you can walk all the way along into Lincoln, and you can see the water, and views across the countryside are stunning because Lincolnshire's very flat, so you can see for miles. We can see a pumping station up there on the right, and if you look into the distance on the water just on that bend, there's a couple of boats coming. One's a narrowboat. The other one is the Brayford Bell, which takes pleasure cruisers from Brayford Pool in Lincoln along the Foss Dyke down to the Pie Wipe and then to Burton Waters, and then turns round and comes back. You'll see in a minute the narrowboat's just going to pull into the side and let it pass. It's a double-decker boat, and today it's actually taking a party of wedding guests from Brayford Pool, and it'll be dropping them off at the Pie Wipe before turning around and heading back for Brayford Pool. So that's a lovely view of that lovely narrowboat there, and it's very, very quiet. As you move further up, there are a lot of moored boats, but we walked probably for an hour and a half, 2 hours altogether, and we only saw about 3 or 4 boats moving down there. In the middle of June on a weekend, that's not really what you'd call busy, is it? So we're walking a bit further down towards Lincoln, and we'll shortly be coming up to a spot where the CRT have got moorings. Well, I think it's the CRT. My eyesight's not that good, but that certainly looks like the case from the signs that I could see. Obviously, access for vehicles. There's lots of vehicles parked next to the boats as well. There's my hubby walking down the path while I'm taking video. And the moorings, some of them look as if they are just leisure moorings, people pop by, but some look residential. I'm not quite sure what that boat is there. It looks a bit like a floating shed, but it's more than I've got at the minute, so I'm still quite envious. But some of the boats are quite clearly residential. They've got gardens at the side, they've got their seating areas out there, somebody's even built some decking, they've got washing out. You can see smoke coming from some of the stoves, so that must be absolutely dying in there because it's really, really warm today. So there's the other end of that odd boat that looks a bit like a shed, and we've got one of the few boats that are moving on the water today, a little cruiser just going down from Brayford Pool, obviously in the direction of the Pie Wipe and Burton Waters Marina. More moored up boats. These look to be sort of pretty static. They look like they could be residential liveaboard boats, and obviously the vehicles are parked next to them. This is another boat that's coming down from Brayford Pool, lovely narrow boat. This one's called Rhapsody in Blue. I'm sure you can see why that would be. So we did walk on into Brayford Pool, had a walk round, and then we wandered back. But it is a lovely area. When we do get our narrow boat, I would definitely like to try and come down the Foss Dyke and sort of have a visit to the Brayford Pool. It is a really lovely area, very quiet and rural. Wouldn't like to moor there because there is quite a noisy railway on the other side of that, but you can't have everything, can you? So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. As well, they, from the signage that we can see, it's you know, I'm old, my eyesight's not great, but they look like CRT moorings. From what we can see, there's obviously access for vehicles, because you can see there's a lot of vehicles parked up. That's the odd one. A cruiser's just coming past as well, so that'll be coming out of Brayford Pool, and it'll be going back down towards the Pyewipe and Burton waters. So perhaps it's one that's got a mooring there, who knows. So as we walk further down, lots and lots more narrowboats all moored up. A lot of these do look like they're residential. They've got little gardens, they had washing out, obviously the vehicles are there. So not sure how you access that, but it looked quite nice. Here comes a lovely narrowboat called Rhapsody in Blue. I'm sure you can see why they would choose such a name, but that's a really nice looking narrowboat. One of the downsides I did think to being moored in this particular place is that just on the other side of the trees, you can see the trees there, just on the other side of those trees is a railway. It seems to be a very busy railway and lots of very loud trains go past. So not bad for a walk, but I'm not sure I'd want to be moored up there. But thank you for watching. And hopefully I'll see you very soon on the next video. Thank you.